Lord willing, this is working. Hold on. Hey, whoever's watching Bible Kashak, can you let me know if the video is good? The sound is good. I had to reset this 3 times. There was like feedback or something going on. So I just want to make sure my video is good. Hitting up bros in the chat. The water. Hey, all right, the water. But Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which rule well. All right, peace and much love, honors and blessings, salutations to the elect of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, which hold their kind of composure and integrity. All right, that firmly, unwavering, all right, with full faith, serve the Heavenly Father, whose proper name is Yahweh, but they serve him without doubt. Without doubt, all right, and his only begotten Son, whose name is Yahushai, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. All right, the elect are precious in the eyes of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai because, we know their names and we've created a relationship with them by serving them, by being men of the Lord, to promote the Heavenly Father's words and His name above all things, and His Son's name. So the elect are going to be commended in these times to come after the destruction of Babylon, aka America. All right, but that being a key point, that this place is about to be destroyed. Okay, America has been prophesied about in the scriptures, and it's prophetic, because when you go into the Bible, it doesn't say America is going to be destroyed. It says Babylon, all right, or Babylon the Great, or Mystery Babylon. Okay, the whore that rideth upon the beast. Or, you have in Jeremiah 51 where it talks about Pekad and Maratayam. All right, but nevertheless, it's talking about America. And you can actually Google today, is America Babylon the Great? All right, and you will find out that Google, not even with AI response, will tell you that America is Babylon today. All right, in which we understand that it's a spiritual aspect. All right, when you actually look at the word Babylon, it comes from the word Babel, which means confusion. And you got scriptures that refer to the land of confusion. All right, but the word Babylon comes from the word Babel, which means confusion, and the but this is how we know that this is spiritual Sodom, Gomorrah, Rome, Egypt, Babylon. All right, which when you understand how the wicked work, they grab what certain attributes or qualities about other wicked empires that were strong and prominent of their time. You had the Chaldeans, which even calls the daughter of the Chaldeans to America, because the Chaldeans were highly known for their witchcraft. They were very skilled in their witchcraft. And actually, what was it? The juniper root, or the juniper root, all right, which is a berry that actually kept Esau, the so-called white man, alive during his time of exile throughout the earth, when he was chased out of the earth, right? The Caucasus Mountains and history and all that. The juniper root is what kept Esau alive. But it was also a berry or a herb, or what you would call, that would be used in a lot of spells, witchcraft spells, poisons and all that. But so the Chaldeans, but that's used today. The Chaldeans were known for doing that type of shit, which you got going on today. All right, my guy Mike Stanley, man, who invented an engine that could run on water, was poisoned. Because the elites, we already know, if you have an engine that runs on water, guess what? The petroleum business is out of business. Then the Rockefellers would no longer be making money for gas. All right, so, but this is how we know this is spiritual, empires in this time. 1957, was it 1957? What solidified this place as being spiritual Rome was the Treaty of Rome of 1957. All right, you got the EEC, the European Economic Committee, all right, the trilateral agreement, all that type of stuff, man, led to was practiced before time in other empires and brought into now. All right, we know the main thing. What was it? The Greek Empire. Oh my goodness, this is terrible. No, it was a Roman it was a Roman Empire, known for the Senate, how they changed up how a ruler would rule in the land, and we ultimately know that was so that Esau could take over control of everything. All right, he wanted to do away with nobility and do it through a basis of votes, because he knows that people lack total discernment and perspective. So they would choose the worst fucking leaders that would basically let them do whatever they want. All right. But so the Senate, you have that today. The plebeians and patricians was what it was called back then. You got the Democrats and Republicans today. So this is all spiritual. All right. This is Revelation 11 and 8. It said, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city. Is not America a great city? All right. But their dead bodies is talking about you dead Israelites. All right, we were spiritually dead. And yeah, we were being physically killed off and everything by Esau. But it said, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. All right, and we tell you this is Sodom and Gomorrah because what did the Lord do to Sodom and Gomorrah? He burned it up. If I'm not mistaken, the word Sodom even means burnt or to be burned, which America is going to be burned with fire. That's actually in the law. All right, that a city that be as corrupt as this is to be burnt. All right. So it says, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. Egypt meaning bondage. All right. This is our place of captivity. Okay. We are serving slavery. We are slaves. All right. You carry a certificate of your documentation of slavery in your pocket or your purse if you're a woman. Okay. I got my birth certificate in another vehicle of mine. All right. So they got the sole of your foot to represent selling your soul. So yeah, this is bondage. It says, or no, that they've purchased your soul. There you go. It says, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. But it also goes into, even Rome. All right. You go into other scriptures in the Bible, we can break it down that this place is what it is. All right. You had a period called in the 1300s, the 13 to 1400s, called the Renaissance period. It was the 1400s, Salakia. All right, which the Renaissance was a rebirth. A rebirth of what? All right, the Roman Empire. Okay, ultimately that's what it was, and it was Esau coming back. All right, coming back out of that dark period, which they call it the Dark Ages. Which there was a reason why they called it the Dark Ages, because black people were ruling back then, so-called black. All right, it was Israelites. You had something called the Byzantine Empire, which lasted about 1,000 years, or yeah, a little like 1,001 years, if I'm not mistaken. So this is how we can, understand what's going on in the scriptures. This is why you need men that can, tell you these things, because you won't get it with the natural mind. All right, but these are men that are being dealt with by the Heavenly Father Yahweh, who have His name and His only begotten Son Yahweh Shai. Okay, so this is how we know that this place is going to be dealt with the way that it's going to be dealt with. Because when it talks about Babylon, that great city, it only talks about it being destroyed by fire. Okay? But so with that being said, all right, I'm already 10 minutes in. The title and lesson being, you women are going to feel the butt end of the judgment that is coming to Babylon. And, as you can see on the thumbnail, you see the brother GMS Gravity. All right, that's the brother Yara. He did a response to Apostle Gabar, who had did a walk and talk about a vision of the coming draft and you women's reproach. And the brother, I watched the brother's lesson and I listened to that, and he was talking about the YNs that are going to be laid the fuck out. And for those that don't know what YN mean, it's talking about young niggas, because you got, they call themselves young niggas today now in the streets, a bunch of these, dreadheads and, these up to no good, these hoodlums, thugs, wannabe gangsters, All right, and it's all Jake. Okay, primarily Jake. You got wiggers out there, but it's talking about Jake, Jake men that call themselves young niggas that think that they're gonna be, hardcore and overcome what's coming, but that's not true. All right, the coming draft is gonna be a real thing. Esau is gonna need every man, woman, and child, basically to fight what's coming, because you got Russia coming, you got the Chinese that are gonna come with Russia, you got the Arabs or Ishmael that's gonna come with the Chinese and the Russians. All right. Like Kevin Bacon, I love the way Kevin Bacon said what he said in Leave the World Behind. He said, we've made a lot of enemies in our time. America has made a lot of enemies in their time because America keeps fucking everybody over. Keeps fucking with everybody, man. Keep poking, a habitual line stepper, man, is what America is. And so, America's pissed off its own allies, been stout against it, trying to leave NATO, claiming they're going to leave NATO, claiming they're going to leave the EU. Man, what the fuck are you going to do without them, man? You need these vassal states and cities to keep your lock and grip on the world. And so, that being said, just throwing it out, everybody should know when your military is spread out of your own country, that's because you're containing something. Well, the containing is wearing off. The grip, Apostle Kabar made a lesson a few months ago where he said that America is no longer the bully on the block. And these other nations, man, are becoming stronger, man. They're fortifying together, allying together, and they're getting to a point where they're getting tired of this shit, man. America is gonna go down because, yeah, we may have the strongest military on the planet, but you can't take everybody on the planet, man. You can't. And what these nations are gonna do, is they're gonna all bum rush America, man, with World War III. So hold on. It's escaping my mind. Yep, right here. This is Babylon. This is Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse. I'll start at verse 23. I'll start at verse 22. It says, Jeremiah 50 and 22. It says, a sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. And that's what the sound of battle is also a cry that you're hearing in the streets of war coming. All right. The men of the Lord are letting you know that they're on their, that this judgment is on its way. World War III is on its way. War is on its way. Slaughter is on its way. All right. That's what's coming to this place. All right. So it says a sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. It says, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? It says, how has Babylon become a desolation among the nations? It says, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken. Part of that snare is Esau's great pride. All right, because he thought he was going to be a dickhead for his entire existence. And he's, finding out little by little, but slowly but surely, that it's no longer going to work. All right, you have times and measures that are appointed from the Heavenly Father that are only going to be as long as they're going to be on how they were measured out by the Lord. And after that measure, all right, that's it. And we already understand that Esau has a time appointed for him and his end. All right, this is Job chapter 14. Hold on. Job chapter 14 and verse 5. It says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. So the Lord already set up a time where, even the nations are going to be in agreement with Esau until that time is over. That's in Revelation, the 17th chapter. All right. Because the Lord has a time appointed where he's going to come back and judge this whole place. Okay. And it's America in particular. Well, you have actually, you know what? America and Israel. All right. Our homeland. All right. You so-called blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians, because you want to call America your homeland. All right. You want to call Africa your fucking homeland. And they're not. All right. Our home is in Israel, where these fake ass Jewish people, all right, these Khazars are dwelling today. Okay. That goes back to Kagan Bolin, all right, that set up that whole thing, and then you had the Balfour Declaration, okay. So they appointed, the scriptures say that they appointed that land, the Lord's people's lands, into their portion, all right. So but our true home is over there in Israel, not but the Lord's going to destroy that place and burn it up, and it's going to be rebuilt, all right. And he's going to destroy this place, but this place will never be rebuilt. Okay. But Revelation 17 and 15, it said, and he saith unto me, the waters, which the waters is talking about the people, which thou sawest where the horse sitteth. Oh, it says right there, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues, because Esau had the dominion of the whole earth. It's not just an American thing that he has control of the people. He has his whole setup throughout the entire earth, and that's through NATO and EU. All right, like I said, these vassal, the EU acts like a vassal, or what do you call it, a suzerainty. All right, which is basically vassal states, but these provinces that are where Esau sets up base in those countries, but that's to keep control of the whole world. All right, Esau calls it democracy. All right, so yeah, but it says and the 10 horns, which is EU and NATO, which thou sawest upon the beast, it says, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her land and make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. And there you go. That's showing right there that, these nations are getting tired of America's shit. So, and I like to always say this, man, you got the entire world in creation of the Lord against this devil. All right. While he walking around flexing, flattering himself in his own eyes, he's pissing everybody off. Everybody's tired, man. The scriptures tell you that when the righteous are in authority, the people are at peace. But when the wicked are in authority, the people mourn. And you got everybody mourning. I remember I brought out months ago, and then I've learned this like a year or two ago. There was a statistic that was put out where it said that like 82 or 85% of people in America, which this is a whole world, man, but 85% of people in America, it might even be higher than that, sigh daily. When they wake up every morning, they sigh. Oh yeah, this place is going down, man. That's how we know that the wicked are in authority. And the brother posted Malachi 1:4. It says, whereas Edom saith we are impoverished. Edom is a so-called white man. All right, Adawan, which meaning red. It says, but he will return and build the desolate places. It says, thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh hath indignation forever. So that's how we know that we're under the wicked right now. That's how we know the wicked are in authority, because everybody's mourning. All right, everybody mourns. Everybody's even with work. Yeah, you have you make noises. When you labor. Long day. But these ain't sighs and woos and all that of joy. This is hell. Body's aching and hurting. You make sounds of mourning and exhaustion every day. Even, and I always make it a point every single day. I'm always exhausted, man. I'm exhausted as hell every single day. Even while I'm making this lesson, I'm very tired. Even though I think I had a decent amount of sleep. I don't know, but getting terrorized with nightmares every fucking night. And that's because we're in a place of a nightmare. When America means bitterness, and it comes from the word marah or mar, which mar meaning bitterness, but specifically going back to Amerigo Vespucci, when you look up at the Spanish, it's amaro, and when you look up amaro, it means a nightmare. That's what it means. We're in a nightmare. We're in a constant nightmare right now. This America is the worst place of captivity in the worst time ever upon the earth. All right, you've had 7 captivities starting from Egypt all the way down to now. That's also spiritual, because that means that our time is completed. 7 represents completion. The Lord is going to this is our last captivity. Okay. Isaiah 62, it says, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people, but the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. I like the part where it says, behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. Massive confusion in this place. Okay. So let me go back to Revelation 17 and 17. It said, for the Most High, because I don't want to get off a point. It said, for the Most High have put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, which is NATO, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. And so going back to when I was reading in Job 14, okay, reading right there, just proving everything. This is all a point to prove. That's what I'm trying to get at. that you got these really harsh times that are designed to end this place and eradicate it, that are on its way. All right. And within that, you're going to have a lot of, what the scriptures say, wailing and gnashing of teeth. That's what you got coming to America. You got a lot of mass, what is it? It's going to be like hysteria, or what, like the brother likes to always quote, perplexity. That's on its way to America. And so, Salakia, I don't want to deviate too much, but this is the point of the video that I had titled it, that you women are going to feel the butt end of the judgment that is coming to Babylon. That's the point. How is it going to come? Well, I just proved to you 20 minutes worth that this hell is coming, chaos is coming, war is coming. But within that, you're going to have, you men that are going to be drafted, the YNs, that's the vision. But you're going to have Jake being drafted, all the men of Israel being drafted. All right. A lot of you men, all you men in America, man, are going to be drafted, and you're going to be sent overseas to the Middle East. All right. And you're going to die. And there's going to be no men, for the women that have no man here, you're going to be ass out with no protection. And see, you women today have had this mentality that you're strong. All right. You've always believed that, you have courage, you've got might, that because your man might listen to you a little bit, that now gives you superiority, that you now can whoop someone's ass. And over the years, you've also seen women are now confessing that, I should have never fucking tried to fight a man. There was one woman in particular a few months ago that she was posted on the internet, but she looked all right, she looked like she might be able to throw a punch. But she said she tried to fight a man, but she said that she even told herself in her head, she goes, I'm pretty sure I can whoop this guy's ass. Well, when she ended up trying to fight him, the dude knocked her in one punch. And she said she got right back up trying to fight again, and the dude punched her again and knocked her right back down. And she said that in her mind, she said, you know what? I made a horrible mistake. And that's what everything's coming to here in this time. See, America highly promoted solipsism, carte blanche. What's another one? Matriarch, being a matriarch in the house. These three things is what really killed the nation of Israel, with the woman trying, with Esau giving the woman these types of, false securities and entitlements. All right, because the system of Esau was on the woman's side. You women think that you got balls. And this is what it's coming to, a point of where you're going to realize that you never had shit. All right, you women, like I said in Isaiah, okay? Let me go and get it. Yeah, I won't be talking, but I want to get precepts as well. It tells you in Isaiah, right? Is it Isaiah or Jeremiah, where it tells you that, yeah, I can't, hold on, it's Isaiah 32. My pages are torn. Hold on. Just bear with me. But in Isaiah, the 32nd chapter, it tells you, man, that you women are on your way out with this pride. All right? Because you're going to have war in this place. Scriptures talk about you women being ravished. All right? Look at what the word ravish means. This, a lot of you women too, y'all, a lot of you women are hoes. Y'all like fucking, man. Y'all like having sex and giving head and all that type of shit. But guess what? You're going to be forced to do that shit. All right. That's what ravish means. All right. There's a lot of stuff I want to say that I'm going to be somewhat careful with, but to let you women understand that you're not ready for what's coming. All right. You don't want this, what's coming. You don't want it. You don't want to be taken by other men that are looking to rape you, but do it viciously. All right. They're going to beat your ass while they're doing it. And who knows, they might be hungry and they have no food. And guess what? They fucked you before they cut you up to eat you. Like, this is what you don't understand. All right. The scriptures talk about the day of doom. And you women are, like I said, are going to be at the butt end of that, because you've been proud. You've been haughty. All right. The scriptures tell you that you've had stretched forth necks. You act like you can really take on a war or a coup or a company of men. And, like that movie, what was it? Gran Torino, that Asian girl. You know, she thought, oh, what, now you got a good comeback? I don't remember what she said, but she said some weird shit. But she goes, oh, what, you strong now? And, you know, dude, you know, grabbed her by the arm and she started squealing. You know, it was the scene, but she's like, let go of me. You know, like all it took was for him to squeeze her arm and she got scared. You think you're going to be able to take the shit that's coming, man? When men are coming with guns, ARs, and they got your family, they got your kids, they got you, and they whooping your ass, they beating your ass, hitting you with the barrel of a gun, or they tearing off your clothes in front of, you know, your family. Okay? What's that movie? Wild Card with Jason Statham. You know, there's a scene. And what's that one? 1,000 Ways to Die, the second part. You know, dude stuck his gun up the woman's, you know what? You know? And she was crying. And, you know, the other one goes, you know, the cool thing about this gun is that, you know, if you make it come, it's going to blow your brains out. You know? Like, this is, you know, what is coming. And you know what, man, to be honest, it's a good thing. Because, you know what, you got men, this lesson was really to illustrate, you know, and respond off of the brothers. That's why I posted his thumbnail of his page in the lesson, because what he was going into was very good, man, about how you women, you're going to regret how you acted with us men. Even outside of the men of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you're going to regret how you treated that man. All right, there's many scriptures to back up that you got a lot of anger and wrath that's coming upon you women because of how you acted with the man. You disrespect him, you talk shit to him, you talk high in pride about him, you knock him down, you berate, you condescend. All right, you cheat on him, you steal from him. All right, you know, and like it's to a point that, you know, this is a guy that could be that may one day get dealt with by the Lord, may not, whatever, what have you, all these situations, possibilities, but you want to act like that to that man, and you don't think that there's going to be consequences for that. Even these 2/3 men, you hoes and all you women that have been acting the way that you act with these 2/3 men, you're going to get judged for doing that shit regardless. You got to look at the grand scheme of things, man. Israel, all right, even the 2/3 are going to be royalty in the kingdom. Okay? The scriptures say that we are a nation of kings and priests. Even the 2/3 in the kingdom, man, they're going to be back in their honorable estate. There's going to be a whole separation, but the scriptures say that all Israel shall be saved in the end. That Israel shall be saved with an everlasting salvation, world without end. So in the end, these men, even these 2/3 men, they're going to come back. They're going to come back in their right mind. They're going to be righteous in the kingdom. And so for you to act like that, even to those men here in Babylon, you're going to be judged for it. All right? Even though you're a 2/3, they're a 2/3, we already know 2/3 are going to get jacked the fuck up. But it's you women, man. The Lord has particular lots for genders as well. And it's really to the point where the Lord is going to even put judgments that a man would get on you. All right? Yep. Women have the same spirit as Esau and great pride, and they shall build, but Yahweh will throw down. Haughty looks, etc. Yeah, that's what's coming. So let me read this precept. Isaiah 32 and hold on, what? Hold on. Yeah, it should be right there. Yeah, Salak. Isaiah 32 and 9, it says, rise up, you women that are at ease. And all you women here are at ease. Because if you weren't, I guarantee you would never talk to men the way that you women do today. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. If you were in your right mind, you would never utter shit against your man. You'd never back talk him. Well, I think, you know, you wouldn't come with an opinion. You know? That is because that's how we know you women are at ease. You think you're allowed to fucking talk. It's annoying. That's why I'm making a lesson. You know, I woke up this morning, I'm watching the brother's video, and I was like, I told the brother, post this video right now. I said, post it right now so I can do a response. You know, because I was like, man, this is right for me to make it today. All right. Excuse me, man. It's funny because. Man, as we get to the closing end of America, and the return of Yahweh Shem Shai, you people are only getting worse. Instead of seeing like, holy shit, these guys are right. Fuck, America. Oh my God, I'm scared. Instead of being scared, you're more concerned about where were you last night? Are you fucking kidding me? What were you doing? Who were you talking to? You know, what else can I think about? You don't miss me? Oh my God, let's do that. You didn't miss me? You fucking bitches, bro. Y'all are gonna get dealt with. You're gonna get dealt with, man. It says, rise up, you women that are at ease. Because here's another thing, man. A real man cannot tolerate that shit. Just because they're around for a little bit and they give you leeway, this and that, doesn't mean they're gonna be there for you in the end. Because that shit vexes a real man. It vexes him so bad that he will walk the fuck away, man. And then your judgment becomes to yourself. All right? Especially, you know, us men, we dealt with women in this truth. Of course, yeah, we're fucking men. All right? And the thing is that sometimes we come across a woman who the Lord might try to talk to or deal with by us. You know, they seen something, you know, and it's never for a woman to be like, what were you doing? It's for you to shut the fuck up and be like, huh, what was that? You know? And if the spirit was ever put onto you to be like, hey, what were you doing? You know, man, I'm just curious. I would like to know. But you women coming, well, that was some weird shit. You don't understand, man, what us men are really doing in this time. You really don't get it. You really don't understand why we do what we do to get by in this time. Y'all think that we're out just doing some whole shit like you women, you know, like that's what we're focused on in the time. We're not fucking worried about this world, man. We are allowed to have what do you call it? Downtime, so to speak, in this truth. And I'm not, no, you know what? That's a terrible way to say it. We're allowed to rest. We're allowed to rest. I'll say that. All right. And our rest comes with being with the brothers, you know, going places with them, you know, going to get something to eat, whatever, chilling, get a drink, whatever. But you women are more fucking worried about when you do see some shit and you question us like we're just more wicked than Esau. Like it's just a lot. It's just annoying. But here's what you got to understand. It was never your place to give a fuck, man. It was never your right to care what we're doing. Because here's the thing. If a man is in this truth and he's driving sincerely, man, for Yahweh Shem Shai, man, you have nothing to even question. Because unless it conflicts with the law, statutes, and commandments, leave him the fuck alone. All right? And really leave a man in his business alone. Like, I'm saying all this for a reason because I'm trying to throw it all in there. You know, if you don't say a lot, Jake will be like, oh, well, he didn't mention that, so loophole. Nah, man, nah. You bitches, man, like, you don't get your fucking place. You don't understand. Your position as a woman is stay the fuck out of my business. That's your business. Stay the fuck out of mine. Don't worry about what the fuck I'm doing. Worry about yourself. Worry about getting your ass in order and minding your own fucking business and keeping your mouth shut. That's what it really is. But are you doing that? No. You have an opinion. You talk out of hand. You do whatever you want to do, and you're only happy when it involves what you get, or when you get in only what you want. So, yeah, man, a lot of hypocrisy. So it says, rise up, you women that are at ease, and hear my voice, you careless daughters. You are definitely careless. I guarantee you, man, even men that have women in this truth, all right? Because you do have women that are going to be elect. But even us men that have had women that had this knowledge at one point in time, or, you know, as much as a woman can get, you know, guarantee you they don't read the scriptures. Guarantee it. They read a couple of here, they read a couple of there. I had a woman come up to me one time, man, reading me, and she'll bring out the scripture and doesn't even fucking stand it. Why are you bringing me a precept you don't even fucking understand? Fuck out of here, man. You women are retarded, man. Your job is to sit there and support your man while he's working for Yahweh Shem Shai. He works. If he's working, okay, he's doing this work, okay, that should be it. Leave him the fuck alone. You think it's okay to just, you know what? He worked a long ass day. Fuck it, I'm emotional. Why don't you miss me? Like, fuck out of here with that shit, man. You women are so fucking annoying. Y'all are annoying. And the Lord's gonna kill y'all for that, man. That's what you don't get. Because y'all were bitter. You women destroyed men's lives, okay? A lot of men that have been put up in the jail for shit they didn't do or shit that they did that actually is justifiable by the scriptures. Case in point, adultery. A man catching his woman fucking another man, that man whooped this dude's ass, stab him, kill him, whatever. He had every right to do that. All right? The law tells you that, man, that man, if he finds his woman fucking another man, he's to be the first man on that woman and that man and beat their asses, man. To stone them. And then the congregation can join in. Hey, you want to rock? There you go. Whoop her ass, man. Bash her head. That's within the law, man. And so, you know, and that's specifically on when a man catches another woman with another man. Yeah, it says that if a man is caught with another man's woman, but guess what? There's laws of, did she scream out? All right. Did she cry out for help? Okay. Or did she just lie there and take it? Did she tell the man, I have a man, I'm spoken for, you can't touch this? You know, that's literally within the law. That if she cry out, you know, help, I'm being raped or I'm being touched, someone's trying to get me, then, you know, there's ways of figuring that out. All right. But today here in America, all right, a woman can fuck anybody goddamn man if she don't want to be with the guy she's with. Go to the next nigga and fuck him, all right? And that's it. And then if she try to talk to you about it and tell you, well, now fuck that nigga, I wanted to, you know, whatever, we done, whatever, I'm done, I'm getting on this dude, you know, whatever, like whatever how it is, that's okay in this time. But you don't get it, all right? You don't understand that there is a power, Yahweh. And even you women that claim you believe in it, man, that claim you claim you believe in Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, you really don't. You really don't. Because if you did, like I said, you wouldn't have an opinion. You wouldn't talk to the man the way you do. You wouldn't act the way that you do. So this is how we know. But Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is getting to the point where he's going to judge you, man. Sirach 25 and 25. Wait. Oh yeah, Sirach 25 and 22. I get mad when I read that. It says, a woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach. That's a woman out of order. All women are like that today, man. I know one woman in particular, man, that is just like that, trying to control her man. All right, and she's always fucking angry, always trying to look for a reason to fucking have an issue in a fight. Like, yeah, that much reproach means to be a lot of disappointment. At the end of the day, man, you are a disappointment. Because you don't know how to close your fucking mouth. You don't know your place. And that's how all you women are being looked at by the Heavenly Father. All right? Sirach 25 and 24, it says, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. There's a process, man. All right? There is order. Okay? You women were out of order from the very beginning. It's very simple to know your position, man, as a man and a woman. You got man. You got person, you got human. So your job is to support us, right? What do you got for a woman? Dishwash her. I'm sorry, I had to do it. But you know your place. You're a servant. You're a helper. You're a helper, man. Literally, the word woman means a help. All right? You're of the man. Okay? You weren't created to be over the man. That was a spell put on you by Esau, man, which was a serpent back in the garden. All right? It said, let me see. Let's prove that this is a spell, that you're under a spell to this very day. All right? This is Genesis chapter 3. Let me see. I gotta look it up. Because this is in the NLT. Yep. Okay. First of all, in Genesis 3:16, it says it. I'm going to read it in the KJV. Genesis 3:16 says, unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow shalt thou bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. Now, in the 16th verse in the NLT, it says, but you will desire to control your husband, yet he will rule over you, because it was a philosophy that was given to you from Esau, the so-called white man. That's the serpent, Salakia. The serpent in the garden was a man, but we know that was the spirit of an Edomite, all right, which is the so-called white man today, all right. The liar from the beginning, all right, that was Esau, okay. So and that's what Esau's doing to you women today. He's whispering all this shit via the cell phone, YouTube, all these social media sites, still the TV. All right, you got these nasty ass trophy wives, basketball wives, NFL wives shows, the reality, what do you call it? Like you had like back then for us, it was like Flavor Flav, Rock of Love. All right, I don't remember another one, but this is all whispers and chants. Because you're watching it, you're like, oh, like I gotta find a man like that, and oh, he's gotta be a hunk. He's gotta be a hunk. You had some of these shows where these bitches that were on these like that one girl from Rock of Love, she had a show. She had a show, and it was like 11 fucking dudes that she's fucking around with, man. Are you kidding me? And that was when I was in high school. So you women have definitely grabbed that type of mentality to this day. You women honestly think it's okay that if you date a man and you don't want to be with him, go to the next one. You fucking whores y'all gonna get fucked up, man. Y'all are gonna fucking pay. You really are, man. You women are going to be destroyed. I haven't made a lesson like this about women in a minute. I used to go in on women a lot because y'all are bitches, man. Y'all deserve to get your asses rocked. All right, you know what was that dude? What was that? The other guys with one of the Wayne brothers. You know, he said he's like, you want me to rock you with big nasty hooks? Like you really deserve to get those big meaty nasty hooks to your fucking jaw and temple, man. You really deserve it. The laws talk about it. Y'all deserve this shit, man. It's not me saying it, but I've experienced the bitterness of women, man, in my life. I'm 35 years old, man, and I've had a feel for 3 lifetimes. I'm not afraid to admit that. You know, this just to show you I had that experience. You know, and us men, we have that experience. We all, man, a lot of us men can tell you that came into this truth. We can all at least tell you about one woman in particular that we knew about, or that we might have loved or wanted. And we could tell you that was the woman that basically brought us to this understanding. This is why we hate the woman the way that we do. And I'm not going to even talk about that. We're not, what do they call them? Misogynists or something? Yeah, I think they call us misogynists. What, he's just a woman hater? Like, we're not woman haters, man. We love women. And we're going to show you how much we love women in the kingdom. All right? Even before then, I bet, because the scriptures talk about 7 women taking hold of 1 man. And just to clarify, that one man, or that one man is talking about a servant Yahweh Shem Yahushai. It ain't talking about just no regular ass men. All right? It's a servant of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Because I believe the word goes into Ayash. All right, when you read those scriptures, and it's talking about that the Lord shall make a man more precious than 5 gold. That word man is going into Ayash, which means servant of the Lord. So it's for Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. We're not, so that even right there proves we're not just hating on all you women, but you women honestly have been out of pocket since the fucking beginning. You women, like the brother posted, man. It said right here, of the woman, Sirach 25 and 24, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. So your ass been going on since the fucking beginning. The Lord pressed the start button, and immediately, bam, you crashed. Like, come on, man. Y'all are responsible for a lot of deaths too of men. All right? So you know what? Fuck y'all, man. So let's see. I don't believe no. Yeah, really. Yeah. You know, even the apostles said a few sisters that have this truth. You have a few women that, they do, but even at that, it's like a double dose of bitterness sometimes, because like they know it, and it's like they know they got to struggle with that spell, I don't know. The woman will know this truth as much as, I don't know. If frogs had wings, they wouldn't bump their ass every time they came back down. That's how I could say it. So, anyways, Proverbs 21:9, it says, it is better to dwell in the corner of a housetop than with a brawling woman in a wide house. And that's all you got today, man, is bitch ass, brawling ass women that are just always glaring at you and shit, always thinking that you up to some shit. Who the fuck are you, man? Like, honestly, make a room where, all laws, all the laws are done, or there's no, consequences. Put a man and a woman in a room and see who's going to win. Put each other together, man, and see who's going to win. Like, no, man. Yeah, and that with the masculinity comes from carte blanche, matriarch, and solipsism. There's another one. Well, you know what? The masculinity. Let's read a scripture to back that up. Y'all think y'all over us and y'all manlier, right? This is Jeremiah 31:22. It says, "How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord Yahweh hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man." And you stupid ass women would read that and be like, see, he allows it now. No. Nah, man. Nah. Like, sit down and shut up, man. You women are terrible. You are terrible, man. Look what you've done with the little bit of power you were given in this time. You were, you abused it. You don't know how to use power, man. That's why you ain't gonna have power. You're never gonna have power, man. You were made to be tender and delicate. I mean, if a woman came around the corner and threw a Kamehameha blast at me, I'd fear. But I'd be like, what the fuck? That's not right. Yeah, that one clip. I think it's what do you call those? Transmissions. I don't know what that thing was. Honestly, I don't know if it was a woman, but it was this big ass, I don't know, MMA or boxer woman type of thing. Had the ponytails and all that, whatever you call it. And it was this dude, and he pulled the bitch's face for it, and then she was like, hey! And she had this manly ass, Andre the Giant fucking voice, and was chasing him and running fucking weird. But that, I don't know, that looked like a woman that was just very manly, because the way that it ran wasn't manly. I don't know. But yeah, you got a lot of shit, out of order, man. Hey, the brother even posted it. Let's see. First Esdras 4:37, it says, wine is wicked, the king is wicked, women are wicked. And it said, hold on. Wine is wicked, the king is wicked, women are wicked, and all the children of men are wicked. And that's who you got it from. The children of men. All right? Esau. All right? Oh, yeah, but it's like it. So, yeah, the solipsism, thinking you're the fucking center of everything, man. Oh, my God. Women, it's impossible for women to be selfless. You say you want to please your man, but it doesn't involve them being happy or pleased unless you're happy. What fucking kind of sense does that make? I had to tell a bitch this, man, that, you're not happy unless, or as like your happiness means not considering my estate. That's what it means. You don't consider what we gotta fucking go through, man. You don't consider why we are the way. Women never practice how to approach their man. Never once. After all the fucking arguments and fights and the shit that goes on, you've approached the same way every time. Why don't you try it differently? Why don't you come differently? Leaving all that bullshit that you're trying to come with, man. You're coming with ulterior motives. You're coming with this mind. Okay, fine. You want me to come differently? Hey, fucker, can I please know? Like, that's not different. Oh my God. The Lord is gonna, in this time, he's gonna definitely create a total separation of what a man is and what a woman is in the times to come. Especially with this war, all right? Especially with Jacob's trouble. All right, Jacob's trouble is going to come first, but you're going to have simultaneous with the World War III and everything. But you women are going to, y'all going to regret it. On Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, you're going to regret the way you acted with your man. You're going to regret how you acted in life. You're going to regret every fucking word that came out your goddamn mouth, man. You don't get it. The Heavenly Father said that every idle word that thou shalt speak, that you shall give account for in that day. When you read that, I think in like the Good News translation, it says that every useless word that you spoke will be accounted for in that day. Because really, essentially, everything y'all was speaking was useless. Sometimes I would tell a woman, I would be like she would acknowledge something I did or whatever she saw, and I'd be like, okay, cool, all right, moving on. Oh, you saw, okay, great. What up? Oh, a newfound knowledge. I just mock them and shit. Because like what you really saying is fucking stupid, man. Takes you that long to see that? I'm on something else, man. I'm already going this way. Bye. So, yeah, man. Let me see. What did I want to get? Hold on. There was a precept I wanted to get. I can't even remember it. It's somewhere in... I can't even remember it. Slaki. Maybe Lil Will will come back. Oh, yeah, I got it. The water yell about Shem Yashai. Jeremiah 9 in verse 17. It says, thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider ye and call for the mourning women, that they may come, and send for cunning women, that they may come. Because you women, y'all wanted to try to pride yourself because Esau gave y'all positions in society. He gave you so-called equal wages or put you in a position above men, and you think that made you better. All right. In that time, man, you're going to be looking for a while. You're going to be asking if there's a woman that just might know what the fuck is going on, man. It ain't no woman going to be able to come to your aid. Ain't no woman, she might come to you and be like, hey, I got a man that's protecting me. He'll protect you too, but it'll cost that booty, and that'll be it. But you women, ain't no women going to be consulting with another woman. I send the message to her. We got to, what is that? Wonder Woman type of shit. Ain't none of that shit coming, man. It's going to be a man's going to protect you, and it's going to be a man of the Lord, or your ass going to be judged. That's it. All right. Other than that, you're going to be trampled like the mire in the streets. Jeremiah 9 and 18, it says, and let them make haste and take up a wailing for us, that our eyes, that's the answer. Cry. Maybe a man might have pity on you. That's something that you women don't do. Y'all don't beg us. You women should be begging us to protect and to be with us in this time, man, especially a man who has this knowledge. Y'all should be begging us to protect you and to be with you for the times that are coming. That's how we know you don't believe either. You ain't begging us. You talking shit in the middle of a war. Fuck out of here, man. It says that our eyes may run down with tears and our eyelids gush out with waters. For a voice of wailing is heard out of Zion. How are we spoiled? We are greatly confounded because we have forsaken the land and because our dwellings have cast us out. Yet hear the word of the Lord, O ye women, and let your ear receive the word of his mouth and teach your daughters wailing. That's all women know how to do anyways. This one girl screamed. I think it was a bug. I don't know if it was just a bug. I'll be like, oh, fuck. I had this, what do you call them? I want to say it was a cicada, but it was this big fucking fly thing that just hit my face like a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, what the fuck? I was mowing the grass. That's what I was doing. This was a few weeks ago, maybe a little bit more. And I was like, son of a bitch. But if that hit one of you women's faces, y'all scream. I just seen it yesterday. This dude it was the woman's husband. He put a blade of grass in her face, and she's having the funnest time. She's singing as she's going in for the night with her husband and the kid, trying to open the door, and he puts a blade of grass and rubs her face, and she just loses it. She runs away. It's fucking late at night, and she's yelling, get in the fucking house. And he's just like, what's wrong? What's going on? You women are not built for battle, man. Built for battle, bitches, man. Like, y'all ain't ready for that. All right? All you know how to do when you're like a scary goat. Your defense mechanism is to cry. There's a reason why your voices can reach that octave, man, when you scream. It takes strength from us men to yell like that, man. But we're not supposed to yell, I can't even, So it says, teach your daughters wailing and everyone her neighbor lamentation. For death is come up into our windows and is entered into our palaces, to cut off the children from without and the young men from the streets. And, other scriptures like 2nd Esdras, man, the 16th chapter, 15th chapter, they tell you about how the young men are going to be, they're going to be killed. All right. You're going to have, You're going to have war. You're going to have an invasion here in America, man. While Esau sends his military out, all right, which he's been doing. You've been seeing what happened with Washington, D.C., Chicago. I don't know if it's Milwaukee yet, but where are they sending them now? Memphis, Tennessee. Okay. You know, I'm going to say this in coded, but, you know, a brother asked a question. He says, you think Trump's going to send troops to, you know, what happened with CK? You know, those were whites. Those were white people. You know? You think he hasn't done it? They didn't send no National Guard out there to. That was a crime that was committed, right? So-called crime, whatever you want to call it. So, but no, he's sending it to areas where Jake is at. All right. So you got that coming. This is a precursor right now. All right. Something like a past prediction of behavior to predict what's going to happen, you know, post behavior. And we already know Esau's agenda, man, is to bring Jacob's trouble. So he's doing it in small doses. All right. We got to contain the whole country now, man. Like, that's what's coming. All right. That's why you have 380,000 fucking laws in America. This devil's going to die. Oh my God. This devil's going to pay. That is ridiculous. That's fucking ridiculous. Anyways. So, yeah, scream. It says, for death is come up into our windows and has entered into our palaces to cut off the children from without and the young men from the streets. So a lot of women are going to be left without men to protect them in these times that are coming. All right, let me see. Because I'm actually going out. I'm making my lesson right now, and then I'm literally going to step outside and do my live for the weekend. All right, so I want to make sure my phone is good and charged. All right. So anyways, yeah, the war. So like I keep getting off the point, but yeah, the war that's going to come. All right. Ain't going to be enough men to protect the women that are here because you're going to have inner fighting going on here in America. All right. The race riots. Yes. You're going to have that seditions. The power of the king shall not stand on the side of the people, man, because this was ultimately, an agenda of Esau, man. He wanted to create chaos because he's going to lead to the chip. To stop all the chaos, we need y'all to get this device so we can protect you and whatever lies they're going to tell you in that time. All right. But so, you know, if you ain't got a clear enemy, the people will lash out on each other. And that's what's going to happen. All right. And you women aren't going to be booty, like the scriptures say. You're going to be dinner. You're going to be lunch. You're going to be breakfast. You're going to be a ransom. All right. You're going to be for play. So, yeah, man. That movie Bad Batch with Jason Momoa or whatever his name is. All right, watch that. Girl got her leg cut off. She was a nice little girl, you know. She wasn't trying to do nothing wrong. And that's another thing. You women act like you're going to be innocent that time, just walking around like, but I'm a lady and, you know, I'm just here. I'm trying to support. I'm trying to find something for our kid. We haven't eaten in days. And you're going to come across a man that, guess what, doesn't give a fuck. All right? He's like, you know what? You look good, though. I don't care. That makes it easier for me to take you because you're weak. You're weaker. So get ready to give me that kitty cat or I'm going to kill you. You women, man, are going to fold. And look, check it out. Even in that time, you women are still going to get judged for what you did. Because guess what? What if you're with that man? What if the man that you have is alive? But he ain't. Say he ain't an elect, but he's still alive, and he ain't around to save you. But that man that comes in contact with you sees you, and he's like, "Let me fuck you, or I'm gonna kill you," and then you can go about your way. What's that movie? The Road with Charlie. I can't remember. Charlie Theron. You know, she kept saying, you know, basically she's like, "Give it up," you know. You're still going to be judged, though. The Lord ain't going to allow adultery even in that time. All right? But there's going to be a lot of deaths from you men and no one to protect the woman that's back here. So, it says, for death has come up into our windows and is entered into our palaces to cut off the children from without and the young men from the streets. It says, speak, thus saith the Lord, even the carcasses of men shall fall as dung upon the open field, and as a handful after the harvestmen, and none that shall gather them. But death will come up into your window, because this fight that's coming, this judgment that's coming from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, is going to even include you. All right, you ain't exempt. You ain't exempt. Okay? Now I even include, hey, the woman wants to be involved and included with everything. Well, here you go. There you go. Take it. Have fun with it. All right? Now, I don't know. I don't want to read that. Sirach 26:27, a loud crying woman and a scold shall be sought out to drive away the enemy. There you go. Yeah, that's your only defense mechanism, is to cry out. All right? So I want to get this precept, and I'll probably end it off. Just again, man, this is a well-deserved punishment. You women act like you don't deserve punishment, man. And they have that, I hate when a guy says, that's a female, or I'm a fucking woman, you can't hit me. Bitch, then why are you hitting people? Why are you hitting back? So because you're a woman, you get to hit, but nobody can touch you, man. Get the fuck out of here with that mentality, man. Oh my God, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is going to deal with y'all, man. The Lord is going to deal with y'all. Let's see. Isaiah. Let's see. Also, Isaiah 3:24, it says, and it shall come to pass that instead of a sweet smell, there shall be stink. You know, when chaos starts hitting the streets of America. All right. You know, when, you know, you're going to run out of products. You're going to run out of, you know, hygienic products. You know, what's the movie? The Book of Eli is a good example. When dude brought that little bottle of shampoo, you know, it was funny because he goes, oh, wait a minute. I found this too. Hope you like it. A little bottle of shampoo. And the dude was like, he was holding it. He goes, oh, you got me the shit. Oh, rounds on us. You women, you're going to be having smelling vaginas, man. You know, you're going to be menstrual a lot. You're going to have just gotten done being raped. Ain't no man going to want you, man. You're going to be dirty. Dirty, dirty, dirty. It's going to be very, very hard to defend your case and cause. And the only way that's going to happen is the Heavenly Father put the spirit on the man that comes across you to protect you. Man, you wanted a lawless society. You wanted a place where anything was possible and you could do anything you want. That's coming. All right? That is coming. Even wickedness, all right, is going to be allowed in the times to come. All right? Because the Lord is finished with this place, man. He's fucking finished with you women. He's definitely done with you fucking men. All right? Because you allowed these women to get like that too. Everything helped push the way that the woman acts today and believes. So everybody and everything's going to get judged for it, man. All right? The only ones that are going to be all right and safe are the elect. All right? So unless the Lord put the spirit on an elect to look out for you, man, you're through. You know? What I know there's a scripture. I can't remember what it talks about, like your deeds, your acts being like the cloth of a menstrual woman. I can't remember what that is. But yeah, that's what you're being likened as that, and then you're gonna look like that. So yeah, man. Lord is done with y'all. So it says that instead of a sweet smell, there shall be a stink, and instead of a girdle, a rent, and instead of well-set hair, baldness. And this is actually a prophecy, you know, because this is what happened to the black woman, so-called black woman. This is why they ain't got hair. All right? This is why they bald. That's why they had to put weaves on, fake-ass hair. All right? And even in that, they still proud. You had the census or whatever put out, a few months back, and these black bitches were saying that it's better to wear a weave than have real hair. Get the fuck out of here, man. I'll snatch that shit off and you ugly as fuck. And you still ugly with that, or with or without it. It said that instead of a girdle, a rent, and instead of well-set hair, a baldness, and instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth. That's why you bitches. And it's funny, man. This is how we know that the woman is going to be dealt with in the way she is, because no matter what, she's the only one that spent her time always trying to change to make herself appear or tell herself that she was already good. You were never good, man. All right? If you get short hair, you want it long. If you have it long, you chop it off. You don't like your natural hair color, you fucking dye it. You don't like your face, you put on witchcraft fucking makeup. All right, you make yourself look pretty because you know you're ugly. You wear these fucking clothes to try to curve your body in a way because your body ain't naturally like that. Because you're fucking fat, you're ugly, you got skin marks, stretch marks, cellulite. Okay, your ass don't sit the way you want it. You know, your chest ain't the way you want it. So you get a push-up bra, what a girdle to hide all the fat. So you know, yeah, man, you women, yeah, and y'all were the most proud fucking thing too. After knowing, and it's funny because I've heard plenty of women blame their fucking man for their getting fat and getting out of shape. Nigga, get on a fucking Bowflex and pick up some weights. Stop blaming shit on everybody. It's not, I'm not feeding the woman chocolate bars and here, bitch, eat. I'm not doing that shit. You pick up the goddamn food, man. Like, I just can't believe how there's so many things like that on the internet with women where they have what do you call it, a before and after picture where they were skinny, this and that when they got with the man, then afterwards they got fat. That's your fault. That's your fucking fault. Don't ever blame a man for you getting fat. We ain't forcing you to get fat or out of shape or uncomfortable with your body. Get the fuck out of here, man. What's funny is that we stay with you. We stay with you through all of it when you become a behemoth. We stay with you still because we loved you. Get your ass and you get up and exercise, man. God damn. And yeah, a woman, what's that show? Now this is becoming a lesson or a longer thing, man. But Emmanuel Hudson did a skit. He was a good wild and out freestyler. But he had a little skit where he had 3 women. It was like a Fear Factor thing. At the end, there was a table like 30 feet away from them. And he's, oh, all right, 3 last contestants. You've made it to the final round. The last of your tests to see if you can win $50,000. And he takes the cover off of each of these things, and it's a plate with the piece of paper saying accountability. And he says, all you got to do, you 3 women, is take accountability. And so it showed each of the women running away or running around it, you know, crawling, and they couldn't do it, you know. The one thing that women cannot do is take accountability. You're like, you know what? You're right. I look like a fucking orangutan because I'm allowing my body to get this way. So it said, it says, instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth and burning instead of beauty. Thy men shall fall by the sword and thy mighty in the war. There you go. So you're going to have nobody to protect you. And her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. Chapter 4, verse 1, it says, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man. That word man goes into being a servant of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That's what it's talking about. That is not just a regular ass man. That's a man who has the names of the Heavenly Father and the Son and is doing this work sincerely, despite outside people talking shit and trying to gauge and judge on them when you ain't even doing a goddamn thing. Where's your work? All right, you women are the quickest ones to fucking attack and accuse. Where's your work? Get your ass up and come out here and preach and teach then. Bring up the scriptures and break them down properly then if you can. Do it. All right? So it says, again, that in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. And that's what's on its way. All right? You women are going to totally regret how you acted, and you're going to look for a man in that day. You're going to be begging. All right? I know it's going to go into it goes into a deeper thing. You're going to be searching. The way that you search today for the thing that you love most, you're going to be just like that, looking for a man of the Lord in the times to come. Why? Because we're going to have spiritual powers already. When Jacob's trouble comes, that's when the Lord is going to, we don't know exactly how he's going to do it, but we do know that powers are going to be given to us. All right? We know it. We believe it. When World War III is popping off. All right? While this is all simultaneously happening, the elect are going to be given spiritual powers to defend, to fight. All right? But so, yeah, that time is coming when you women, you're about to see it. You're about to get that worst end of judgment, man, because you've been at the front lines of the hell that has been brought upon men in America in this time. And you've been at the front line of wickedness against men as well. All right. Busting out back windows, busting in doors, setting up men to get fucked up by other men. You know, y'all about to find it out. You fucked around and found out too much, man. All right. So, with that, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which rule well. Peace and much love, honors and blessings to the elect of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, which hold the conduct, composure, and integrity. Hey, you women, man, stay humble. All right, that's all you got to do. Be humble. A silent and loving woman is a gift from the Lord. All right, a woman that learns in silence with all subjection is a gift from the Lord. That's in the book of Timothy. That's all you got to do, man, is be quiet, love your man. And that, I mean that benevolently. All right. He comes around the corner, he needs something, do it for him. So with that, again, and the water for listening, man, this is not an attack. This is an admonishment and warning to women that do know this knowledge to just remain humble, man, because we know what's coming. But to those that want to be haughty, arrogant, high-minded, and all that, fuck you, man. This is to you. This video was to you. All right. So again, all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which rule well. Peace and much love, honors and blessings to the elect of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, which hold the conduct, composure, and integrity. To the next one I say, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Barakatham. Kwame Sha'ala, Shalom. The water for tuning in, Shalom.